Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved. I'm Captain Beefy with ADHD Entertainment. We're here on our Ragnarok server. Our tribe is the Unicorn Killers, and that's a name we've earned by killing several unicorns. Most of them on accident, but I will admit I have killed one or two on purpose. What we're going to do today is give you a brief tour of the Kibble Farm that I put together for the tribe. And this place is designed to make pretty much every type of kibble available in the game. And it's designed to be very productive. We built it in the canyon, and there's a bridge that goes across the canyon there. Excuse me. And as you can see, we have walled off both sides of the bridge with some nice big adobe behemoth doors, making the area in between those two doors, the whole bridge, a nice little safe zone. There are the occasional RG that fly around here, and right now, as you can see, there's some dragons that I have on Wander and Aggressive flying around. They kind of keep the place cleaned up. Now they're tethered to this wonderful little pteranodon up here, and they kind of just keep things in check over here, like RGs and whatnot. So anyway, coming into the Kibble Farm, we've got all the various egg-laying dinosaurs arranged up here. But we'll go up to the landing pad, go in, and take a look around. Alright, so this is our little landing pad area. I normally keep the middle clear just so if anybody from the tribe comes to visit, they got a nice big area to land. Here's our collection of RGs. Tell by the very slight variation of colors they've been bred. And I do like to collect griffins, I will admit. That's kind of a weakness I have. Anytime I see a new griffin that's a 224 or higher, I must tame him. By the way, max level for this server is 240 for creatures, so this area down here is big enough to store dragons. You know, we've got several dragons here. These are the ones that we use for travel, combat, whatever. They all have their own different uses. Everyone from Limoncello to Toxothrax to Shiza Spitter, Ember, Lazarus, and over there's the Bruise, our lightning dragon. And here's our nice, wonderful transport Quetzal, the NCC 1701. A lot of people don't get that reference. If you do, you're pretty cool. So the way into the Kibble Farm, down below us right here, these nice big double hatch doors. And when you come in, this is the living, crafting, working area. Nice big forge. These are all the shoulder pets that lay eggs, everything from compies to pegos. It's kind of a disorganized mess. There's also stuff like dillos in here and Trudon stuff that's not shoulder pets, but in any case, we're really working it today, aren't we, guys? That's all the shoulder pets. I'm going to build something and get them set up a little nicer eventually. I just have yet to do that. Dang, oh, look at the little compy eggs, wow. Just crapping them out left and right. Oop, hello. Alright. Got plenty of vaults over here. This is for the gasoline that we make and store. Charcoal, whatever else we want to throw in there. I got 4 big industrial grills. When I make jerky, I make a crap load of it. I started off in 8 different things, and then after a couple days, I consolidated it all down to 4. And as you can see, we're doing, oh man, we need some more spark powder in there. Let me go ahead and collect some of that out of here. Oil in the spark powder thing, go figure. So anyways, this is all about mass production. And I find this game works great when you do stuff like that. There's no point in going out and making 10 jerky. There really isn't. I just produced buttloads of it. And as you can see, I emptied this out yesterday. I won't say 24 hours ago, so I don't know exactly how many hours ago, but it was sometime yesterday. And we're already pulling in stacks of more jerky. Once this is all done, we'll go ahead and probably do another meat run, but it'll be a while. I mean, it's not really that necessary right now. And I'll show you why in a second. Alright, so anyway, we're mass producing a lot of jerky there. Yeah, we've got jerky. Oh, there's some more jerky. So we got tons of it. And I also keep plenty of just regular cooked meat and cooked prime meat. You know, why not? Got a couple extra fridges here. What's in this one? Midget berries. That one's empty. This one I believe is, yeah, that one's on the rare flowers and mushrooms. This one's all of our biotoxin and shocking trank darts. Jerky. Just tons of jerky. We've been making a ton of it lately. Over here, this is where I store eggs. I got a couple in there right now, no biggie. When I start to collect eggs, when I'm about to do a cook-off for the kibble, I collect eggs for a few days, then I start to cooking. Here's a bunch of different soups and all that I made up. And here is a couple wyvern eggs. Yes, because you need lots of fiber. And then we've got the various cookers here to make the jerky, or to make the kibble in. Out here, we've got our pig. We've got our dung beetles. We grow only a couple types of berries. We grow the majos because you need those for making kibble. And then, of course, I grow narcos and stem berries that way for making stimulant, narcotic, and all that. And I got 2 each of the different plants, the different veggies here. You know, this is all hanging underneath the Kibble Farm, as you can see. So it's kind of crazy. What sucks, and I guess I should have known this, is I get a 0% greenhouse effect because we're not getting direct sunlight up on the roof. Oh well, I thought I could fool the game on that, but I guess you can't. So let's get out of there. And I think that's about it for here. You know, we've got a couple chemistry benches. We've got our fabricator, a couple little smithies and all that. Life is good. Here I threw some salt containers down, you know, so every now and then we'll need those. As I make salt collected, I throw it in there. And that's basically it for this part of the downstairs. Now going upstairs, sorry Matt, this is kind of the living area. There's Queenie, shadow in game. A couple beds, and what I do is, and she does the same way I do it, she throws whatever she carries on her in this little box and goes to bed. And I do that too because this game is so funky that sometimes it'll, you'll load in and it'll drop you. Oh, we never looked down there, but it'll drop you through the floor and into into the river below. So if you sleep with nothing on you and you fall all the way down there, that doesn't matter. You just let yourself drown and respawn. If you got your crap on you, then you kind of want to get somewhere safe. Make sure you don't get eaten by piranha or raptors and they chew up your armor and all that kind of nonsense. So I throw everything in this box. It holds everything in my hotbar, all 10 items, as well as my 5 pieces of armor. Throw my bullets in there. Life is good. Over here we each have a armor and weapons box, and then these are just kind of for some extra stuff. If I go out and come home with weird saddles and blueprints, I chuck them all in here temporarily until I bring them to the main base. Put them in a lost and found there, or the saddle box, or the library. Here's all the trophies, or all the artifacts, I should say. And here's a little bed for some shoulder pets. There's a couple there. Otters. I'm a big otter fan. You can see I got my guy on my shoulder at all times. He helps me get through the most hot and cold places without dying. And I got this little stash room here. This is the Jenny room. A couple generators in there, a couple more vaults. These are the bookcases. This is where I keep weapon and armor bookcases, or weapon and armor blueprints. And those are the ones that both Missy and I use for our equipment, so that if we do lose all of our equipment, it can be remade. Got a little stash spot up here, just a bunch of, nothing in it, but, kind of cool looking. And eventually it'll get used, I'm sure. And that's it for this part, the living area. This is just some random stuff here, like trophies and whatnot. So moving on, this ramp used to work, but now with the addition of that ramp, I can no longer jump over here and make it up. So it's kind of worthless, but oops. But I keep the ramp here because it does allow me to get up to this section from the ground floor. So I can look down at my dragons from here. Alright. Let's get back down there. Woohoo! And we're about to be hungry. Alright. So moving along, like I said, you can't get up this way anymore, but you can get down here, which is cool. And you can fly down it in an RG or a Griffin if you need to. So we've got this other way to get upstairs. And here's the main kibble area. Now, the design of this, and we'll start it at one end and work our way down, but the design was to elevate everybody, or at least as many of them as possible, and have them drop their eggs down. And we've got males and females of everything here, and as you can see, it works pretty good for the most part. The Allosaurus has got a little pile sticking up his butt there, and it's not a perfect system, but it does work. The Bronto laying crap loads of eggs. But anyway, we've got all of our big carnos here, as well as our big carnivorous quetzals, and then our 4 big sauropods here with the diplos, I'm sorry, and the Brontos. Something funny going on there, guys. Over here we've got the pteranodons, the RGs, and the tapageras. Man, they're gorgeous. And going over here, we've got various, oh, here you are laying eggs. Where? Oh, you are too, okay. We've got all of our herbivores over here. As you can see, the eggs and poop just roll down for the most part. Not all of them perfectly, but hey, it happens. And we've got, that's a small turd for such a big animal. Look at that thing, you're very efficient. So anyway, it's the setup, and here's all of our piscivorous here. Looking a little funky there. Let's get you fully rendered in. There we go. Spinos and baryonyx and capros and sarcos. Yeah, they're all down here. We had to get a little creative with the sarcos because of their size. And just like the Brontos and all that, the Spinos had to be kind of there. I've got oviraptors at various locations. As you can see, one there, one there. These guys are there to a little closer to help more and more eggs spawn. Here's some more smaller carnivores and insects and creepy megalanias, thorny dragons. The megalanias don't seem to lay too many eggs. So, when they do too, they're kind of stuck in there. So it takes a little work to get those guys. They're like the Dimetrodons. Anyway, so we had extra room. This whole top area was set up like that. Had some extra room, so down here, we built our little apiary. There's more room to do some more stuff in here. But here's all of our beehives. And I put these refrigerators in for rare flowers and then to hold the honey, but the honey doesn't last that long anyway, so they're kind of wasted. I'll probably end up destroying them and just leave one for the rare flowers. And I keep a set of basic gilly in there, because you need gilly when you access those, otherwise the bees attack the crap out of you and hurt your stamina and almost, they'll kill you if you give them enough time. So that's that. Up on top of it, used to have just a flat landing area, but now we kind of put some stuff in here. This is our little collection of thylos that we bred from our first thylo breeding thing, and as you can see, there's a theme to their names. Everybody's related to, like, Wolverine. You got Old Man Logan, Wolverine, Sabretooth, Laura, Weapon X, and then, of course, our nod to Ryan Reynolds, Wolverine. The Dodicarus to gather stone, the beaver to gather wood, and then we got 2 Daedons here that we use for raising animals and healing and whatnot. Are these guys? Well, they're not in range of a feeder. How interesting. Oh, he is. Did I just not see it? Yeah, he is. Okay, my bad. Anyway. Oh, now I'm dehydrated. Cool. So that's this little area. And then upstairs here, just a basic flat area. I went with these hatch frames because I kind of like the look, and it gives you a nice, gives you a little light in here, and it's not so dark and dreary. Across the way, we've got, this is like a little random area kind of deal. We've got our Diplocaulus in here, and I guess these guys lay eggs in water, so, and they're not needed, and they're so creepy looking. Look at that face. Man, yuck. So anyway, they're kind of a waste. It was so much work to get them too, so they kept getting killed. Got a couple Titan boas in here, and the Titan boa is where we dispose of. Sometimes I feed them their own eggs, which I guess is kind of wrong in a way. Sometimes we just feed them crappy wyvern eggs, fertilized, For when we need mutton, got plenty of sheep. We get the sheep going to town, and then kill a couple babies and slaughter them for mutton. And over here is our collection of little penguins, and they're like all holding court right there. It looks like, I don't know what's going on. So that's basically this little area. And again, here's another oviraptor. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 oviraptors. I need to get a couple more of those guys tamed and in here to bring them closer together so they start laying eggs, because we haven't really used much oviraptor kibble at this time, but we're going to end up needing it. Down here are some Dimetrodons. These guys used to be downstairs with the snakes and the Diplocaulus, but they got moved up here. I had them set up in a way to incubate, to see if I could successfully use them to incubate a wyvern egg, and they did. They worked. So, and none of these are great. These are all just kind of random ones that a couple of them were caught, and the rest of them were bred from the ones that were caught. As you can see, they got, so it was just a test basically, and that whole breeding facility based down in the desert was based off the success of hatching a single egg from these guys. So thank you guys, you gave me an entire base idea because of you guys. So hoorah for you. We went out and caught some really good ones and tamed them up, and then we used those down at that base. May as well show you this. This is this is the death toss. Anyway, what you do is you pay $1 and then you get up on the shoulder of one of these guys and you have them toss you out into the canyon as far and as high as you can. And you see if you die by spino, piranha, baryonyx, drowning, or if you accidentally hit the ground. Doesn't matter. So the box is there for people to put their stuff in it if they want to do the super death toss. And we added a little wrinkle to it recently where we ingested a whole bunch of narco berries right before the launch to see if you could pass out before you hit the ground. Through these couple flags up here for the manticore and the dragon that we just killed. So yeah, that's this whole upper area, and there's Painter Joe's otter. I hope he remembers he's here. He's going to have to pick him up one of these days. Okay. So that's the whole basis of this this base. It's designed to mass produce kibble, and it does. It works very well. I forgot we have one more little area here. Here's where I like to come sometimes as evening sets in. Have a nice cigar, a little glass of bourbon. Just watch the night fall down. Survey the entire canyon from here. It's pretty wild. Yeah. Ragnarok's a beautiful map. I gotta tell you, man, the developers did an amazing job with this, and I'm so glad that they were brought on board to do the Extinction DLC. I have a feeling it's going to be fantastic, beautiful at the same time. So we're looking forward to that coming out, I think, in November. At least that's the plan at this time. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys the Kibble Farm, give you an idea on this build. There's so much unutilized space here that I don't know, what else to do with it. I mean, I thought about throwing a couple benches out there, a table and chairs and all that, but at this point, this is more function over form. I could add that kind of stuff if I wanted to, but there's really no point in it. It's not like we'll sit out there and and all that. But I mean, it's maybe in the future if I get bored, I'll do that. Wish my darn. Oh yeah, you are laying eggs. All right. But anyway, and another thing, we've got I'm stuck. Yeah, we've got our feeders in various areas up there, spaced out, so it covers the whole range of animals. That way nobody's starving to death. Let's run through here. There's another oviraptor. Let's see, got a couple of them there. There, and they're all just spaced out and running down there. Oh, here's a hidden one. Look at that. Forgot that one was even there. Is there one in here too? There used to be some older ones there. So you can kind of sneak in under these areas too. The stuff can be hidden under here. I could throw in some containers and all that if I wanted to. It's not really necessary, but it could be done. I was using this as a little breeding area. That's why you have that wall there for the phyllodes earlier, but that's not necessary anymore. And over here we had to get creative, like I said, for the sarcos. Let's see if we can get up on this side without getting stuck. Now we can ride him. So yeah, as you can see, we had to build like a little flat area, give him room or her room, to drop the eggs down there. We got the egg laying rate jacked up to enormous numbers here, as you can see, which makes the Kibble Farm, extra effective. And it's pretty awesome. So overall, every now and then you'll see spots like this where, oh god, I don't know. It's a trap. There's another one. forget why we had. Oh yeah. Forget. Oh, I couldn't put foundations there. We had holes, so I kind of left access to below, like right here. I think we can fit through there. And this one's a large one. This was a pretty big hole. But yeah, we can fit through there. Now we're on top of the little greenhouse. It's a little disconcerting, I'll tell you that. We're back in the bedroom here. Alright, so that's a tour of the Kibble Farm. I think the next one we'll take you over to the breeding base. That's been worked on extensively since the first video. A lot more has been done to it. It's looking great, and it's been tested out and tried. We've successfully bred Thylos, we've successfully bred plenty of Dimetrodons, the mechanical Rexes, the Tech Rexes. We've got 2 breeding chambers, one that's like I think a 2x2, and the other's a 5x5 or something like that. And I'll show you how they're set up and how they work. But thanks for joining us here on Ark Survival Involved. I'm Captain Beefy, with ADHD Entertainment. You guys hit the like button, subscribe for more informative and creative videos. We're going to do some adventuring. We're going to do some more spotlights on builds. We'll do some tips and tricks, spotlights on animals, just different stuff. It'll leave suggestions and requests in the comments below, and we'll try to make them happen for you. All right. Thanks for watching. Keep on playing.